Hi everybody, Paul back here again from Ballistic Blood Bullets, back with a true horror great, and a movie that I personally have been seeking out and wanting to see for many years. We're talking about decades here, and this is a film, a classic horror drama from 1960. Very hard to come by. Never been officially released to DVD, certainly not to Blu-ray, and getting hold of a VHS copy is very hard indeed, and it is one of those movies that is very much sought after by collectors, and that's if you're lucky enough to be able to find a full uncut version of the film. Yep, it's one of those real rarities. A film that is truly hard to find. A film that's not for everybody, but for me, it's one of those films. We're just looking at an image here from a classic horror book that I had when I was very young. This was all we had back then. No internet to look into, look up things, but good old-fashioned pages of written verse on horror movies, sci-fi movies, and this is the film with Vincent Price, Madhouse. Nothing to do with the film we're just about to look at, but classic in its design and look, and that is what this film is all about. And the film in question, enough suspense. The film is Blood and Roses, directed by Roger Vadim, of course probably most familiar to people for his direction on the movie Barbarella from 1968. And Woman Was Created. Now Barbarella stars Jane Fonda, as you all know, and Woman Was Created in 1956, film was made, stars Brigitte Bardot. The connection, of course, with Roger Vadim between those two lovely ladies is that he married both of them, and the connection with this movie is just the same, because one of the stars of this film is Annette Streuberg, and under the titles of this film she is displayed as Annette Vadim. So the connection between all three films is Roger Vadim is the husband to all of his lovely ladies. Now Annette Streuberg, she plays the role of Camilla Karnstein. It just so happens to bear a striking resemblance to a centuries-old descendant vampire named Milaka. Now Camilla is jealous of Count Karnstein's marriage to the beautiful young friend of hers played by Elsa Martinelli, and Camilla's friend is called Georgia. At the evening party at the Karnsteins, the wedding ancestral home is where it's based, and Camilla dresses up in her ancestors Milaka's stunning white dress, as we can see here, and that stunning white dress of course is used to upstage proceedings, and the Count is displeased, and Camilla skulks off into the grounds on her own as the night sky lights up with a cascade of fireworks, but the mighty explosions cause damage to the Karnstein burial tombs, and something soon draws Camilla to the tomb. Within its ancient decadence, it becomes quite clear that things are not quite right, and a stone sarcophagus stirs, and its stone covering lid slowly slides open, and Camilla lets out a blood-curdling scream. I really cannot express just how pleased I am to finally actually have this film in my possession, and I have watched it. It's one of those films wanted for so long. As soon as it arrives, you've got to put it in the machine, give it a play, and just be enveloped by the goodness. Now, as I touched upon earlier, this is a film that's not going to be for everybody. It is very much a drama, love story, erotic film with tinges of horror and real fabulous moments of great cinematography and some really quite exotic and some explicit scenes. But let's have a look around the DVD set. And what we're looking at here, of course, is not just the regular DVD release, which there is a version. This is the very, very hard to come by Hardbox edition from Germany, hence the German blurb on the front there. But that's just a very iconic image there as well of Carmilla in the white dress that perhaps is possessing her in some fashion. But the blood, of course, coming out on her chest from her heart region, seeping into the blood. White on the dress. Let's just have a look around though. This Hardbox, it is a really very nicely done, very crisp, nice use of that white. Bold lettering there on blood and roses. Very, very cool indeed. And let's just have a look around on the back as well. And there we have it, proclaiming limited edition 78. This is number 78 of only 99 hard boxes. As if the film isn't hard enough to come by at all, we have a hard box edition limited to just 99, and I cannot say how pleased I am to have been able to have got in and grab this one. It is too good to turn away. Had to grab this one, just had to grab it. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Now the film itself on DVD here is released in its original 2:3:5:1 aspect ratio, and it's 16:9 anamorphic TV friendly as well. We get German language, we get French language in Dolby Digital 2.0 mono, but of course it is replete with English subtitles as well. So very much as complete a film as this can be. It's got some history to it, and there is a slightly longer version, but that is the Americanized version, which really just destroys some of the telling of the tale, because I understand that it just does a voiceover for quite a long period of the film, and it is almost like dumbing the movie down, and it doesn't do the film justice at all. The only way to see this film is in this incarnation on DVD, and it is all but the complete version of the film. Little bits here and there, I understand, have been lost or perhaps will be found at a later date, but this is the way to go. This is the version to be picking up if you can come by it, and it is available on DVD, so you don't have to go out, spend that bit extra, although I only spent about £20 on this, so that's pretty good deal. But you don't have to spend lots and lots on this one. You can pick it up for a fair price on DVD as well. Just having a look inside. Very plain Jane, nothing striking about that at all, but we do have a nice image on the DVD as well. So all in all, a very, very nice release of this film, and a very rare film it is indeed. Blood and roses. Excellent, excellent stuff. The movie plays out with beautiful, beautiful drama, more a poetic tale of unrequited love and the turmoil of human passion and destruction. As an overcome Carmilla transforms into something quite different. Is she possessed of the spirit of Millarca? Has she become a vampire? Or has her mind slipped into delusion? An intriguing personification of her character, who hauntingly walks the grounds at night in the white dress, a ghostly apparition to the terrified locals, and young children are found dead with puncture marks upon their necks and a little trickling of blood. Blood and Roses is an erotically charged film with overtures of lesbianism and hauntingly beautiful, vivid imagery, which truly stands out towards the end of the film in an extraordinary dreamlike sequence, which is masterful to behold even to this day. Director Rogie? Definitely got to get new teeth for these. I mean, blood and roses and vampire teeth. I've got to stop wearing them for these videos. But Roger Vadim, he does an extraordinary job on this. It's just so much so that he's got an absolute visual eye for beauty in both film and female countenance in real life as well. Just cannot be denied that he has got a real talent for this. Very much the style and look of the film just reminded me a lot of Mario Bava's eye for a great set and colours as well. The fascinating story of the Karnstein family and its bloodline of vampires prior to this contemporary setting in Italy is of course no stranger to cinema, and the Karnsteins features as well in the Hammer horror films in a vampire trilogy of The Vampire Lovers, Lust for a Vampire and Twins of Evil, completing the trio. Perhaps then no surprise that Hammer star Christopher Lee was originally cast for the role of Count Karnstein that was played by his good friend Mel Ferrer. A female vampire from the Karnstein family is also featured in Hammer's highly enjoyable Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter, made back in 1974. But Blood and Roses may not be an overly faithful adaptation of the Carmilla book, but how Roger Vadim interprets its eerie look and feel is undeniably rich and vivacious and daring, certainly for its time. It's the ambiguity of Carmilla's central role that captivates, and of course that clever anagram on her name to Milaka. There's a little bit of a connection there, of course, as well. Very cleverly done. Many will find the film today, though, slow and lacking true horror. But for film connoisseurs and film historians and true film lovers, will find Blood and Roses still has a lot to offer. And the air and look of quality about it is just exquisite. And that dream sequence towards the end is so incredibly well done. That alone, if you can just watch any part of this film, seek out that 7-8 minute sequence, that dream sequence, sit down, watch it, and just be quite amazed at how incredibly well done and creative that sequence is. But Blood and Roses, finally available. Decades of wanting to see this. Don't feel let down at all. It's obviously a film made back in 1960. It's old school horror. If you like your Hammer horror films, if you like your European horror films, the style of the Italians made during the 60s, this is the film for you. Do seek it out. If you are a fan of action and horror with blood and guts and gore, this one will probably let you down. Even though, having said that, there are some striking moments of blood letting in this one as well, and a striking death scene that occurs towards the very end of the film. Very, very pleased to have this one. Delighted to have it in this limited edition on Hardbox. And for me, I can't speak highly enough about it, but I do put in that little clause that it isn't going to be for everybody. But classic film lovers, this is for you. Wonderful stuff. Delighted to have. Thanks so very much for watching. Please do let me have your thoughts on this one. Any questions, any inquiries, let me know. Very happy to talk about this one. If you've seen it before, if you've seen the American version, let me know. There is definitely a big difference between the American version and this European original cut of the film. But thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, really good of you to watch and leave comments. Always like to see you and hear from you, and always a pleasure to do these videos. Take care, everybody. See you all soon. Bye for now.